So we have more details from that religious celebration in Israel that turned into a tragedy after dozens of worshipers were killed in a stampede. Ian Lee is in London. Ian, you are following this story as well as other international stories for us. But right now, what is the latest out of Israel?
Good morning, Anne-Marie. Tens of thousands of Orthodox Jews were attending that religious festival. They were packed into a confined space when disaster struck. At least 44 people were crushed to death in the stampede. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who visited the site, called it a heavy disaster. Local media reports that slippery steps, which caused dozens of people to fall, triggered the incident. A rumor started to spread among the chaos that there was a bomb alert. At least 103 people were injured, while 38 are in critical condition. Israeli officials have announced they're launching an investigation into exactly what happened and how first responders handled the situation. The U.S. National Security Advisor tweeted condolences, wishing a, quote, full and swift recovery to those injured. Next, we're in Brazil, where the country has reached a grim milestone. More than 400,000 people have now died from the coronavirus. While the death rate has come down a little, it's still high, with about 3,000 people dying in the past 24 hours. Brazil is experiencing a perfect storm. On one hand, they're dealing with highly contagious variants, and the healthcare system is on the brink of collapse, while on the other, Brazil's president is against lockdowns and masks. The country's Congress has opened up an investigation into the government's handling of the pandemic. We now move on to South Africa, where the Zulu Queen has died just a month after taking the throne. The royal family said Montefombi Delamini's death came as a surprise. Her successor has yet to be named to rule over the 11 million strong nation. The Zulu Queen had been taken to a hospital a week ago after experiencing an unspecified illness. She had been appointed the ruling monarch after her husband died in March from diabetes-related complications. The prime minister, though, says that he's promising there will not be a leadership vacuum in the Zulu nation. Finally, we are in Poland, where a team of scientists working on a donated Egyptian mummy have discovered she was pregnant. They initially thought it was a male priest due to the markings on the sarcophagus, but scans revealed the mummy was a woman in her 20s or 30s and in the late stages of pregnancy. Since organs are removed during the mummification process, the big mystery is why the fetus wasn't as well. This is the only known example of a pregnant Egyptian mummy. Emery, I have a fun fact for you. When I was based in Egypt, I did a story on how to make a mummy. At the American University in Cairo, researchers used ancient texts to experiment on animals. They believed the bodies were covered in natron to dry them out, and that's what gives the mummy its look. So it's not necessarily thousands of years in the ground. Then they're covered in oil and resin and wrapped in, voila, you have a mummy.
When do you add in the curse? Aren't Egyptian mummies supposed to come with a curse or something like that?
I think that's part of the deluxe package that comes just a few years after.
Ian Lee, you are our Renaissance man. You know a little bit about a lot, I tell you. Ian, thank you so much.